after Ronald Reagan's challenge to the Soviets.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The collapse of the Soviet Union led to a wave of independence and religious freedom for much of Central Asia. While many people in these former communist countries returned to their Islamic roots, others like Sergei Mironov of Kazakhstan embraced Christianity. His conversion followed a drug addiction that caused him to lose everything: his family, home, business, and his health. A Christian visitor approached his hospital bedside as he suffered with tuberculosis.
He was a friend of mine. We used to share needles in our arms. Suddenly, I saw him as a different person. I saw his eyes, and they were different eyes. I saw that he was a new man, a happy man. So I wanted to learn how he changed his life around.
Mironov came to Christ and escaped his addiction at this drug rehabilitation center in Almaty. It is one of 8 owned and operated by the Evangelical Alliance of Kazakhstan. Residents here learn skills like automobile engine repair. We found them working together to prepare a broken-down van for repair and refurbishment. They'll sell it, and the profits will go to the rehab center. The facility is self-supporting. Chickens provide food, cows milk and beef, and even these little piglets will be fattened up and either sold or eaten. Fruits and vegetables are grown in this garden. But there's also spiritual nourishment. Residents pray together and attend regular Bible study. Mironov left and started a similar rehab center in another Kazakh city. He got into trouble with the government when he started leading Kazakhs, Muslim residents, to Christ. Police even raided his rehabilitation center.
We were all together holding worship. Suddenly, the special forces climbed the fence. They stormed into the house and started filming our meeting and our singing. They told us we were doing prohibited religious activity.
Mironov was ordered to stop praying and talking about Christ with the residents. He was fined more than 25 times his monthly salary. The facility was raided again 6 months later. He was ordered to pay another massive fine. So why the harsh treatment when the Kazakhstan Constitution guarantees religious freedom?
They rejected Kazakh people giving up their traditional faith and accepting something new. They feel their traditional national faith is being pushed out by the new faith and thinking somehow it will destroy their culture. But the Christian faith is actually enhancing it, and it's never against it.
Of the former Soviet republics, Uzbekistan is the country where Christians suffer the worst treatment. House churches are raided, Christians are jailed and fined excessive amounts, often as much as 50 to 100 times their monthly salaries. Uzbek language Bibles and Christian literature are often confiscated. Christian religious education is prohibited. Felix Corley of the Forum 18 News Service regularly monitors religious freedom violations in former communist countries.
What the officials, the senior officials, have inherited is just in their genes. They do not believe in pluralism, they do not believe in religious freedom, and they remember the heritage of suspicion of religion and atheist propaganda that they lived through in the Soviet Union when the Communist Party was in control.
Because more Uzbeks are accepting Christ, government officials fear Christians may lead an uprising. Most of the Uzbekis who are coming to Christ are coming from mosques like this one. About 99% of those filling the evangelical unregistered churches are former Muslims. We talked to one Muslim background believer who agreed to share his experience only if we agreed to cover his face and protect his identity by changing his name. We'll call him Timur. Timur and his pastor were jailed after police raided their house church meeting. They were surprised when police asked them to sing some Christian songs.
The Holy Spirit was present, and we understood that the peace of God filled the hearts of every policeman and people who were hearing us. Later, 2 policemen opened the jail, and they called us and said, "Please, can you tell us more about your faith and this Lord you were singing about?"
Guards and inmates heard the gospel that day. Some eventually joined Timur's illegal house church. And what if he's sent to jail again after another raid on his meetings? Timur says he's not afraid.
Before I experienced jail, I was afraid. But when I was sent there, joy came to my heart, and I felt that God was close to me, very close. I was a partner with Jesus in his persecutions. It was a privilege, and I am happy.
Gary Lane, CBN News, Tashkent, Uzbekistan.